Hi there, people. Hi, hey, hi. I can't believe the day is over. The days are just going by too fast. And I know this is hard for a lot of us to believe because we have had our attention completely focused on our current realities. Many of us, most of us, to the point where we don't think that things can change. But I really want 36 hours in a day. I really do. I want 36 hours in a day, but I don't want the hours in a day that most of us work. I don't want that to have to change, though. Like, I don't want to have to, oh, since you want 36 and you work 16 hours a day. I don't want to do that. Keep it back to 8 and keep the prices the same. Anyway, so money does not respond to the physical effort, but to the vibrational frequency. Now, a lot of us have known that, but I want to say this because we have been told that you have to work hard, that you have to work hard, that you have to work hard. In order to get these things out of life, you have to work hard. But we've already seen in 2025 that's not necessarily the case because that's not the case because a lot of people go to bed and they can just make millions of dollars in their sleep. Okay, we have seen people that can make millions of dollars in their sleep. So it's not about working hard. But I will say that those people who are able to make millions of dollars in their sleep, the thing is that they did work hard in the beginning. Many of them did work hard in the beginning. So, like, I want to use an example that I don't know how some of you guys feel about her. Her name is Stormy Wellington. I was about to say Stormy Daniels. Stormy Wellington. I believe she's in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know much about her except that she sells teas and she's in a multi-level marketing type of thing. And I don't know enough about her personally. I don't know what she has done to other people to have anything to say about her. I have seen when people have their opinions, but I don't know much to have an opinion. I just say that to say she's the first person that came to mind because um, she has talked about how she makes money in her sleep. But the thing about her is that she hustled to get there. So I kind of don't even want to use that as an example because yes, she can make money in her sleep now, but she worked her butt off. She had sleepless nights before she got there. Okay, she didn't just get there because she wished on a star. Like she worked her butt off before she got there, and she was working in the direction that she knew that was going to make her money long term. So she worked in a direction that was going to allow her to retire early and make money in her sleep. Some people just work hard, work hard, work hard, but it's not in a direction where they can eventually stop having to work. Some people just work hard. And some people work in a direction where, okay, I want to do this because by the time in 5 years, I don't want to work that hard no more. And that sounds like what I'm about to call her Stormy Daniels again. Stormy Wellington was taught, but I'm talking about um, an actual frequency. I was looking at a video because this is something I want to work on myself. This is not something that I have perfected, so I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm some kind of master. I'm not a master. I just happened to look at a video because I always felt that. Like I always felt that money can just manifest physically. It can just appear. Do you really have to work for it? Because I'm going to tell you why. I know more than I would like to know about witchcraft. And not that I've done it to other people, but I've seen enough of it, right? Sometimes stuff just appear out the blue. Sometimes you get sick out the blue. Sometimes this used to happen years ago because I told you my brother is a warlock. And it doesn't matter what other folks believe in. Because if you are, it depends on where you are in your consciousness and how good that person is at what they do, they're going to get you. You can believe in whatever you want to believe in. Now, yeah, it is true that it don't have to affect you, but you have to be at a certain place in your consciousness, though. Okay? But years ago, Cars used to just appear out the blue. I would look both ways with no car coming. And all of a sudden, a car just come out the blue. I was like, I didn't, and this would happen so many times. And I'll be like, I didn't see that car coming. There was no car coming. Right? And it would happen a lot. I will see certain bugs appear out the blue. Just like, where did that sucker come from? Okay? And because it was a result of something that's happening in what people call the spiritual world, because I always just want to call it the energetic world, the astral world. I just always feel like the spiritual world was on a higher vibration than what we are dealing with right now. But anyway, and so I always saw that, and I said, well, if that can happen, well, then can't you just manifest money out the blue? Since everything else can manifest out the blue, why can't money manifest out the blue? I always thought about that, but I feel like a lot of us don't put in the time to really focus on these things. But I always felt that. And so I was looking at it. That's why I named it this title. The money does not respond to the physical effort that you put in, but to the vibrational frequency. Because there's a lot of people that work hard, and some of us have seen this. When it's time to get paid, especially when you really need it, because it seems to happen at a time when you really need it. If you're already in lack, like if you vibrationally, you're on the lack type of vibration, you can work. And when it's time to get paid, a lot of people have seen this before. Something happens, the check is late, something's happening, they didn't pay you, they forgot, something happened. And you need that money right then and there. You worked hard. And then they're like, oh, well, we can't, week after next, you might get it. Like, I can't wait that long. So that's what I'm saying. Money is not responding to, because it used to be a saying that you have to work hard. I feel like this saying is that people have to work hard to make money. It's propaganda, because money is printed. But this is a whole system that is created by other entities, right? And I'm pretty sure the entities that created this system, they don't have to work blood, sweat, and tears to get some money. But they use people that they want to call slaves to make them feel like they have to work hard to make money. I feel like we've been slaves. We're like indentured servants. That's what we are, indentured servants. You use a certain amount of your energy to make money in order to pay your bills, and you're on this hamster wheel over and over and over again. But I feel like these particular entities are the ones that's right now currently controlling what you would call the matrix, but they are not the original creators of this whole simulation. They're not the original creators. Okay. And it's a reason why they don't ever want you to know the truth. So the fact that they never want you to know the truth means that they don't have control like that. That means that you have more power than they do. The truth, knowledge is power. The truth will set you free. And they do everything possible to keep people from knowing the truth. That lets me know that they don't have as much power as people think they have. Or else it wouldn't matter how much truth you knew if they control you no matter what. It wouldn't matter if you knew the truth. If they can control you no matter what. That means that you have something in you that's more powerful than they are. And once you know who you are, you will know that you're more powerful than they are, and they can't rule over you. But I just feel like talking about that. Yeah. No, I've already experienced that the money does not respond to physical effort. It really responds to a vibrational frequency. And sometimes you don't always have to really tune in, focus on money. Sometimes you can just be in a higher vibration, and sometimes things just come easier to you just by being in a higher vibration. And it don't even always have to be about you focusing on money. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about. I don't have to talk for too long. I just feel like talking about that really quickly. I just happened to see a video where they were discussing that. and going on talking about how this guy that studied the mind and talk about how money just, it's not about working hard. That whole working hard thing in order to get money is really about it's slavery. Like, people don't know this is still slavery. I don't care if you're making $100 an hour. I don't care if you're making $20 an hour or whatever you make an hour, working to pay your bills and then having to do the same thing over and over and over again. It's slavery. Because really, I always knew the fact that I learned from other people who do all this spiritual work and how things just show up out the blue. I'm like, well, if you could just manifest something like that out the blue, just show up, then it seems like money should be able to do the same thing. It just really seemed like that. Um, but anyway, the thing with manifesting money, though, I would like to reduce as much density in myself as possible, because to focus on money and align it with money, but everything else going on around you is just absolutely crazy and chaotic. I would like to just clear out the chaos, right? Oh, okay. I would like to clear out the chaos, and then get the money too, because it's just necessary during this time, right? But I would like to clear out all the chaos too. But sometimes you need to be in a position where you're comfortable financially in order to have the time to really work on yourself. And see, that's the problem with that, is that it takes money. During this time, money is might not be everything, but it's a lot, because money is your health. Your health is your wealth, but at the same time, your wealth is your health. Really, I need to be able to afford to take a few days off. I need to be able to afford that. Now, some people have time off; they can take paid vacation leave, sick leave, whatever it is. You're able to afford to take the time off, even if you're getting the government assistance from somewhere. Either way, you're able to afford to take some time off. If you're living with somebody else, they're paying the bills, so you can still, so somebody's able to afford you to take the time off. Regardless, it takes money. And so, in order to take time to really focus on yourself, you have to make sure you're in the place where things will be paid, where you don't have to be stressing over bills, right? So, your health is your wealth, but your wealth is your health. But anyway, that is it, and I will talk later. Alrighty.